you know I'm on my.
We are inside the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin, Germany for the very first round of the 2019 FIM Freestyle Motocross World Championships for Night of the Jumps. The competition really started to kick off with the first few riders who really wanted to come out with some brand new tricks on one of the quarter pipes we have, and it's the egg roll combination. First rider up, Javier Villegas. He went for the egg roll Superman. We've never seen that before at Night of the Jumps. He technically didn't ride away from it, so tomorrow hopefully he can ride away from that one. The next rider up to attempt a new egg roll trick, it was Leo Fini from Italy, and he stomped that egg roll. Knack-knack, it was enough for him to go through to 5th place in qualifying and into the top 6 final. And Philip Podmol, well, he wanted to join in on the party. He went for a double can egg roll. We've never seen that before. He did crash it on landing, but he made up for it with that brand new trick, the surfer takeoff to Indy Tsunami Flip. Not a bad effort from Philip Podmol. There were 2 more riders who wanted to bring something special in qualification, and that's Luc Ackermann and Michael Malero. They stomped their very first front flips to dirt at Night of the Jumps. Michael Malero, though, he wanted to up the ante. He went into the final and he stomped a front flip no-hander. We have never seen that trick before at Night of the Jumps. But for Luc Ackermann, he had a little bit more left up his sleeve. He pulled out a double backflip in his run, in the middle of everything. But Luc Ackermann, he composed himself for the double up. And that's where he put the flip levers up and he went for the double backflip with a knack-knack to seal the win for the first night. It could have gone completely different though for Luc Ackermann if Libor Podmol really pushed his final run. We know he's also landed a double backflip recently, but he just didn't bring it out here on the first night in Berlin. The other 3 riders though, Leo Fini had a couple of big mistakes, unfortunately couldn't push it. Rob Adelberg, we were expecting to see that trick that won him X Games gold medal at Winter X on the snow bike, that new trick called the high roller. It's a new version of a body varial. And also for Pat Bowden, he could have finished everything off with that huge trick if he didn't have a couple of mistakes. It was that double heart attack backflip looking all the way through. I don't think I've seen any other rider do that trick before. We now look forward to day 2 in Berlin. We've got some of the best.
I'm 100 and I'm getting it. When I turn up, you know I'm on my. Yes, I'm on my. Yes, I'm on my. I am so. Yes, I am so. I'm on my.
And here we are on day 2, and qualification got off to an absolute screamer. We didn't have too many crashes like we did on the first night. The riders had a little bit extra practice today in the morning, and they've gotten used to it. 2 days of practice. Javier Villegas put together an awesome run. He only just missed out on a top 6 final. He landed that egg roll Superman, but also landed the lazy boy backflip and checking out the judges halfway through the trick. Finally, Philip Podmol landed that egg roll double can. His run was looking so good until he crashed that 360 up knack. And unfortunately couldn't go through to the top 6 final. Leo Fini, he had a huge qualification run, but in the double up, his California roll looked a little bit sketchy. He got through to the top 6 final, and unfortunately, he started his run with that Cali roll and he crashed it. He somehow managed to walk away from it scot-free. Last night, Rob Adelberg unfortunately had a lot of issues in his run. Tonight, he put it all together and he landed that new trick that just won him an X Games gold medal at Winter X on the snow bike. It is the new high roller body varial. Finishing in 3rd position again, Libor Podmol, Mr. Consistency. He put together a hell of a run, and it just wasn't enough to beat Michael Malero, who also sat in 2nd position, only moving up 1 point in his overall run from last night. Michael put together an awesome run, big no-handed front flip, the Flair Superman. But all eyes were on Luc Ackermann, and could he perform all of those big bangers? He came out with that huge surfer takeoff to tsunami backflip, was one of the biggest we've ever seen. He also had the flare, he had the egg roll, he had a front flip, and he finished with a double backflip in his run. But of course the double up was the double backflip knack-knack. It was even bigger than day one. The results for the top 3 riders were only 1 point higher for each single rider. So it was the exact same points differential that we saw on day one. We now go towards the next event. Will Michael Malero go and do his homework and come back with a new trick to beat Luc Ackermann? We'll find out at the next Night of the Jumps.